Video games convey story worlds similarly to the film medium, as they pull from the same semiotic phenomena. However, video games are able to draw from even more semiotic phenomena, one being their interactivity, which makes them far different from more traditional media such as books and films. In Spider-Man 2018, you control the titular crime-fighting superhero, Spider-Man, set in an alternative New York City. The developers, Insomniac Games and Marvel Entertainment, utilize in-game goals to instigate player interaction so that a narrative is created.
Head to Times Square. Sounds like his guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
These goals are flexible, with the player given the ability to choose how their in-game experience flows, whether that be go defeat Electro, a predetermined narrative, or ignore it entirely and climb the Empire State Building again. Spider-Man falls under a traditional interactive story, as it only allows players some degree of freedom to interact with the world. However, no matter how much control the player has, the main plot cannot be changed in a significant way. So even though the player has the ability to roam freely throughout the story world of Spider-Man, and is able to choose the order of missions, they will always have the same outcome. For example, Spider-Man will always have to take down Dr. Octopus. The developers promote exploration of the story world by generating in-game events for the player to interact with, or ignore, such as random crime events. Interacting with these events is rewarded, with more content becoming available to the player. For example, narrative progression via a cutscene, and more content to customize the character model of Spider-Man. These random crime events can be linked to another semiotic phenomena video games utilize, which is the written word. Written word is not unfamiliar to the video game medium, as the use of on-screen goals, character bios, and lore-building textual logs are not uncommon to be found in video game worlds, for example the worlds of Halo, Fallout, and the Batman Arkham series. Throughout the game of Spider-Man, a fictional social media is present, similar to that of Twitter. It has NPCs express their opinions of the player character's actions on the events in-game. They can praise the player's actions for having prevented a random crime event, or scold them for having ignored one. In an interview with Push Square, Brian Intihar said, "We wanted the city to react to the events that happen, and we wanted the people to reference the things that happen in the game. This NPC action contributes towards coherent fictional characterizations by showing a realistic reaction for NPCs to the actions of the player, reinforcing the world's immersive potential." Further use of the phenomena of words is linked back to the developers' creating of goals for the player. These goals are displayed as in-game icons and also on screen to display clearly what to do next to progress the narrative.
Spider-Man, status.
Heading to the upper floors, and hoping nobody turns on the elevators.